Dreams. Some say they are mere imagination and are not connected with reality, while others believe that they have a very deep meaning behind them. So, what is actually true about dreams? Are they completely meaningless, or are they trying to say you something that you are not able to understand? We are going to find this out along with some other questions that most people have regarding dreams. I have divided this video in 6 parts, and each part answers a specific question like what actually are dreams, when and how they occur, why do we dream, are dreams meaningful, some most common dreams and their explanations, and conclusion. There are time codes for each part so you can take their help to skip to the desired point of the video. Now let's dive deep into the psychology of dreams. Dreams are mental imagery that includes emotional and cognitive activities and also occur during sleep. They include visual, auditory, and kinesthetic perceptions and feel so real as if it is actually happening. A person who is dreaming cannot even understand that it isn't real. Mostly everyone dreams every night, and usually there are 3 to 6 dreams per night. Basically, human brain tends to forget most of the dreams and remember only those dreams after which you wake up. I am going to talk about why we remember certain dreams and forget others in the coming part of the video. Most of the people report that their dreams are in first-person perspective. Another very interesting thing about dream is that relationship between space and time changes. Time seems to last forever or pass by very quickly. Now we have understood that what are dreams and some basic facts about them, so let's move to the next question, and that is, when and how do we dream? Although you can dream at any stage of sleep, but most dreams occur during rapid eye movement sleep or REM sleep. It is a period when brain is active and eyes move rapidly behind closed eyes. Studies even say that the brain during REM sleep is as active as when we are awake. The study I am talking about was done by Cristina Marzona and her colleagues in the University of Rome, who have succeeded for the first time in explaining how humans remember their dreams. They showed the remembrance of dream based on the brain waves. For this, they brought 65 students to spend 2 consecutive nights at their research laboratory. They categorized 4 types of electrical brain waves: delta, theta, alpha, beta. Each represents a different speed of oscillating electrical voltages, and together they form the EEG. The students were woken at various times, whose brain waves were being measured, and were asked to fill out a diary detailing whether or not they dreamt, how often they dreamt, and whether remembered their content of the dream. Those participants who exhibited more low-frequency theta waves in the frontal lobes were more likely to remember their dreams. The brain plays a massive role in the process of dreaming. The REM sleep which I talked about is generated by brainstem. Basically, brainstem is the part of the brain that connects the brain to the spinal cord. It sends messages from the brain to different body parts and again from body parts to brain. While the forebrain generates dreams, this part is responsible for all the cognitive processes like thinking, perception, processing, and decision making. According to some experts, dreams don't have meaning but serve some purpose, due to which originate several theories that I am going to cover in the third question, and that is, why do we dream? There are 4 theories which we will talk about, starting with the threat simulation theory. This theory states that dreams are evolutionary biological defense mechanisms which intentionally stimulates threatening events in the form of dreams. This increases the ability of threat perception and threat avoidance and increases the chances of survival. One hypothesis drawn from it is that real threatening events encountered by the individual during wakefulness should lead to an increased activation of the system, a threat simulation response, and therefore to an increased frequency and severity of threatening events in dreams. This was proved true when severely traumatized children reported a significant greater number of dreams, and their dreams included a higher number of threatening dream events. The dream threats of traumatized children were also more severe in nature than the threats of less traumatized or non-traumatized children. Activation synthesis theory. According to this theory, dreams are nothing more than a collection of random images and thoughts projected during sleep as a result of normal brain activity. These images don't follow any narrative structure due to pons, which is your brain's random dream generator. You can create the story of your dreams on your own after waking up. Supporters of this theory believe dreams can feel strange because these random images often make little sense when they are combined. Dreams as emotional regulation. Some experts have theorized that navigating the feelings of anxiety, sadness, or frustration in dreamland can help you begin resolving these feelings without all the stress. It is because when you dream during the rapid eye movement stage of sleep, the parts of the brain that help regulate emotion and memory are active. What's not active is the chemical messenger noradrenaline, which can produce feelings of anxiety or stress. Continual activation theory. Your brain doesn't completely shut down when you go to sleep. Instead, it uses this time to carry out important processes, including transferring short-term memories into long-term storage. As you sleep, your brain also takes out the trash in a manner of speaking by getting rid of all the leftover unnecessary information. As your unconscious brain focuses on processing memories, activity in your conscious brain slows down. According to the continual activation theory, this prompts your brain to send a flow of data from memory storage into the conscious brain. You can think of this data or dreams as a sort of screensaver, keeping the conscious part of your brain up and running despite the lack of actual activity. There is also a very interesting function of dreams, and that is problem solving. Although we are sleeping but our brain is active, it is working at that time also and trying to find the solution to the problems. Now, as we have discussed about the importance of dreams according to different experts, now it is time to jump onto one of the most asked questions and also very interesting question regarding dreams, and that is, are dreams meaningful? Psychologists such as Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung have a totally different view about dreams. Like, according to Sigmund Freud, dreams are a representation of an individual's unconscious desires. So, by analyzing the dreams, an individual can get insight and will be able to increase self-awareness, which in turn will help him to deal with problems in real life. He formed a process of understanding dreams and deriving meaning out of it, which he termed as dream analysis. He made a distinction between the manifest content and the latent content of dreams. You can simply understand the manifest content as the main storyline of the dream, and the latent content is the meaning derived out of it. To analyze their dreams, dreamers needed to recall a dream's manifest content. This surface level part of a dream would show the dreamer's desires in an altered or disguised form, making analysis without expert assistance difficult or impossible. Because every human being has suppressed or hidden desires that could not be freely expressed, so here dreams express these desires of the individual in a twisted manner which further needs to be interpreted. Then there was Carl Jung, who had similar beliefs about dreams as Freud. He believed that dreams allow us to tap into the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious, as described by Jung, is theoretical repository of information he believed to be shared by everyone. According to him, certain symbols in dreams reflect universal archetypes with meaning that are similar for all people, regardless of culture or location. So he mainly focused on these archetypes or patterns that appear symbolically in dreams, theorizing that dreams could help explain daily events and balance out aspects of yourself you aren't aware of. And no matter what other experts say, there are a lot of dreams that people have in common, as Carl Jung believed. no matter what country or culture. So we can say that there is some common meaning behind those common dreams, like falling from a height or failing a test. Falling in dreams indicate that something in your life isn't going well. It shows that you are losing control over an important situation. It also indicates fear, terror, and anxiety that come out of losing grip over significant things. It means that you are trying to run or escape from a real life situation, event, or problem. If you are being chased by an animal, then that animal in your dream may indicate to your own animal instincts like anger, and you are trying to run away from it. There are different meanings of this dream, like recent loss of something important such as a job or a relationship, or it may indicate to your anxiety or worry about your attractiveness. So dreams about dying may indicate to some kind of change or transition in your life. Also, it may indicate fear of unknown, because like death, change can also be very scary and uncertain. Flying in dreams signifies freedom and liberation from any kind of burden or foundations. On one hand, it indicates to freedom, and on the other hand, it indicates to desires to flee or to escape from realities. This can indicate to the feeling of pressure, stress, or evaluation in real life. Going to an exam unprepared in dreams signifies the fear of failure. These meanings of dream are very subjective and can vary according to the real life events, thoughts, and situation of the individual. That's why interpreting dreams require professional training and experience. Although even researchers are trying to find about dreams being meaningful, so I cannot simply give any conclusion, but what I came to understand after this intensive research is that dreams are not as simple as I used to think about them. They perform a lot of functions. Also, they might be sometimes intuitive, like we can find answers to some problems in our dreams. And what I think is that they might be sometimes meaningful and sometimes random. Our conscious thoughts can also affect the types of dream to a great extent.